The Lobo Coaches Show is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Lobo Coaches Show. I'm Robert Portnoy with head football coach at the University of New Mexico, Danny Gonzales. Coach G, you come off a tough one, a visit to El Paso and a game against UTEP that you felt you could have won. Was it pretty tough in that locker room?
It was. You know, it hurt them, and it should have hurt. I mean, when you lose a game that I think you should win, it should hurt. I mean, it shows that our kids are starting to get to the attitude of we're all in. I mean, when you put everything out there and you lose something, it hurts.
It hurts because they care so much, and that's where you want them to be. But you want them to execute better. And you said, even though you were a little shorthanded, you thought you had enough to win this game.
We did. We had plenty enough to win this game. If we make a couple more plays on defense, we put the ball in the end zone on defense, we win the game. And then on offense, we have to execute better. I mean, I think Terry needs to be a little bit more aggressive. We need to block him better up front, obviously. And to do those things, we have to play better.
So Lobos are now 2-2. New Mexico feels like it could have won 3 football games. Each of those 3 games, Coach G, your offense was excellent in the first half and then sputtered in the second half. Is there a theme there?
Yeah, we're getting out-coached. We need to do a better job of making adjustments like they are. And then we have to come out and continue with our foot on the pedal and see if we can get after them. But I think we've been complacent in all those games, and we need to fix that.
You did a good job of stopping the run against UTEP, but you didn't run it well enough. And I know you had run it at times this season up to that point. Is it just man-on-man blocking better, or is there something schematic?
We can do some things schematically that'll help us out. And then we just need to be more physical up front. I mean, the left side of our line between Cade Briggs and Austin Cook, that's the most experienced, so those guys should play better. And then we're still kind of fiddling with the right tackle, and then we need Kyle Stapley to play better.
The Lobos did have a 10-point halftime lead, but then something that was kind of an Achilles heel for the team a year ago sort of reared its head, and you had a couple of plays where the pass defense got beaten over the top. Assignment errors?
Nope. Unfortunately, we were in the spot to make plays. We didn't make them. We gave up 6 plays that totaled over 243 yards, and the other 58 plays, they had 99 yards total. I mean, they couldn't run the ball. We knew that going in, that we didn't think they'd be able to, and we were able to execute on that. But the 50-50 balls, we've got to win. I mean, when you lose on all of them, bad things happen.
You talked previously about rotating more people in, and I know that this was a game where you used 4 down linemen. Were you able to do a little more of that and get more guys on the field, and how effective were they?
I thought the 4 down lineman was really effective, and I thought the guys did a good job with substitution. We only messed up one time. We had to waste a timeout in the second half on a punt because we had 12 guys out there. I thought we played more players, both in the secondary and up front. I don't think that was much of an issue. We can't give up big plays, and we've got to be able to run the ball better.
Speaking of playing more players in the secondary, you're young in some places, and one of them is there, in particular with Ronald Wilson. He's only 17 years old. He had his first interception. That's a really quick start for a college career. Play at A&M, play at El Paso. How's he looking?
He's made a lot of progress. I mean, he's going to be a really good player for us. I think we've got some young kids in the secondary that will really help us here in the future. We just need to get their feet wet now so that we're not doing this next year.
And you've talked a little bit as well about the running backs. Now you'd like to see them hit the hole a little bit harder and maybe make a few more people miss. Did we run the ball hard?
I thought it was okay. I challenged the running backs yesterday in the team meeting. They've got to be a lot more aggressive when they get the ball in their hands. I think Terry does too. I mean, he's like a running back on the field, and he's got a lot of athletic ability. There was probably a few times he could have pulled the ball and got some positive yards. There was a couple third downs he could have got first downs. So I think we'll see a better, more aggressive running game this week just from those guys.
The place where the Lobos were shorthanded the most was at the wide receiver position. The ones that were able to play, how did they compete?
I thought they competed hard. They did some things good early on. I mean, Joe Flores, the very first series, dropped the pass. That probably hurt Terry's confidence a little bit, but those guys stepped up. I mean, we're going to play with the 11 guys that are on the field.
Okay, the Lobos lose by a touchdown at UTEP. First half highlights next. The Lobo Coaches Show is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. We're back with Lobo head football coach Danny Gonzales on your Lobo Coaches Show. Coach G, time to get into first half highlights. The Lobos and UTEP renew their rivalry in El Paso.
You know, the Sun Bowl's a great stadium. Here was the first one. I thought Dante Martin should have intercepted this ball. I mean, a great break. We're playing man coverage. It would have been 6 points. There was nobody in front of him. I mean, those are the difference in plays. We have to make those to be great on defense. I mean, that was a good play. We want to make a great play. I thought Chad did an excellent job of fielding the punts on Saturday. I mean, they're right there. If we let that ball bounce, there's a chance it's going to be inside the 5-yard line. We start on the 16, that's much better. And then early on, I mean, here's to Kyle Jarvis. This was on the second series. I mean, that's a good throw. I mean, some physicalness right there. We just got to keep it going.
Yeah, he really finishes that. And then, of course, you get some help from the O-line, so the pile is moving forward. And, another place that I thought that you guys could have done better is giving Terry just a little bit more time.
For sure. I mean, we need to do some things schematically, whether it's lead more guys in protection, because we're not a straight drop back team. We need to get them out of the pocket, and we just had to rely on that a little bit too much on Saturday night. Here, another opportunity. We got great pressure on defense. They called intentional grounding right here. There was the right call. There was nobody around, and we got to him before he could get rid of it.
That is a terrific catch.
Jace Taylor, first game, he's one of the young men that stepped up, had a couple opportunities. That was his first catch as a Lobo. You'll see many more of those in the future. And then this was a good play action. I mean, we throw back over to Kyle Jarvis to fold the cameras. It was a great spot. We do this again a little bit later with Bobby Cole. This was a good touchdown drive right here that kind of set the tone. I thought it would set us just like the first 2 games, and we would just get going on offense, but we seem to keep stalling.
Is this throwback to Jarvis similar to the first touchdown of the year, this play call?
Almost identical play, different formation.
Yeah.
Here's another one right here to Bobby Cole. Really good job making the first guy miss and getting really positive yards, and now we're down there in the 10-yard line getting ready to score a touchdown. This was good execution early.
And I'd love to see Bobby Cole catching the ball out of the backfield. You get him in the secondary against those guys, and he's tough to bring down.
Hard to tackle, and we can get some of those guys, some of our slots out of the backfield, much like we did with Manny Logan Green last year. That kind of stuff right there, what Terry Wilson just did, is we need a little bit more of. I mean, we want the guys to jump on his back. If they see him competing like this, and this is a great run, he put it to pay dirt. We got a touchdown right here. I mean, that's a little bit more. Now, I know we talked about last year, we can't have a quarterback that's taking hit after hit after hit running the ball. But when you have an opportunity to run the ball and be aggressive and get positive yards without getting hit, we can do that, and we need to do it a little bit more.
How did Aaron Dumas handle this moment, going back to El Paso where he was a high school superstar?
I thought he did a really good job. He was okay in pass protection. I thought he did a good job running the ball. It was fun to see him back in front of his family and friends, and I thought he did okay.
A second throwback to your quarterback, Terry Wilson, and here's the 4th down play that I know you weren't happy with.
No, we got to execute these. 4th and short. I mean, we probably took 3 points off the board. Andrew's hitting the ball pretty well right now, but I'm stubborn. I'm going to keep doing this, and we've got to give him a better chance schematically. We've just got to complete that. We got to execute and get the first down. Really good coverage right there by Tavian on a 3rd and short, or 3rd and 9 that kept it to 4th down. We did a really good job on defense when they got the ball off of the strip sack. We held them to a missed field goal. They got down there ball in our territory again off of the one big play that they had in the first half. We held them to a field goal. I thought we did a good job getting off the field on defense.
Again, Luke Weissong plays so hard. This is a terrific diving grab.
Oh, it was outstanding. I mean, he hurt his shoulder a little bit on this play and was still able to come back. If Terry puts that ball out there a little bit further, it's probably a touchdown. I thought Luke did a great job of competing on Saturday night.
Speaking of shoulders, Joey Noble a little nicked up too. Is he okay?
He's going to be fine. I mean, he's tough. He's going to have to go through rehab all week, and we'll have to minimize his reps during practice, but he's played enough ball that we can do that, and he'll still be very effective on Saturdays.
Boy, whatever you did with Andrew Shelley, he has been rock solid here lately.
You know he's starting to believe in himself, and a kicker, just like a baseball player, you start hitting the ball with confidence, I mean, you can be pretty dangerous.
Being an old special teams guy yourself, you kind of know how to play the mind games with your specialists, don't you?
You know, I've got a few tricks here and there. If they don't work, I get the opportunity to tell them they ain't playing anymore, so that usually works better than anything.
One thing about Chad and fielding those punts is none of them hit the ground, right?
Not one. Did an outstanding job. During the game, I thought that ball was intercepted. It was a great job of concentration by Kyle. This was led to we got the interception from Ronald, and then our offense did a great job of moving the ball and getting in field goal position to kick a field goal before halftime.
Yeah, there's one that maybe could have gone the other way. The Lobos end up turning it into a positive play.
Another big throw right here to Luke. I mean, he was just clutch all night. Problem here, he didn't line up on the ball. He's supposed to line up on the ball. We get called for an illegal formation. Could have been a big play. We give it back to him.
And those dead ball penalties, the ones that happened before the snap even starts, they were just killer, weren't they, Coach?
We had 3 more on Saturday from the offensive line, and then we had the one with Luke right there. I mean, those are all, they turned them into 3rd and longs, which we were struggling to get first downs anyway, and then we erased a big play. And here's Ronald's interception. That's a great job. He's got a deep half safety in cover 2. Gavin Hardison didn't read it. He goes up to the highest point and gets the ball. Now, celebrate with your teammates. Let's go to the sideline. But I thought the offense did a great job from here on out. I told Coach Werheim, let's be aggressive and try and get some points here. They did a good job moving the ball down. We had timeouts, got in field goal range, and Shelley knocked it through.
Another one there, a crosser to Jarvis, your tight end, and Shelley just buries this one. So you finish off the first half strong, and I thought that was a really big swing in momentum at the end of the half, Coach, because they could have gone in and scored, and then they get the ball to start the second half. Instead, you stop them, you get points, and you have a 2-score lead going into the break.
You know, it was really good. We've got to build on that. We can't just go into halftime complacent. And I thought the attitude was a little bit that way. I tried to warn them they better come out because UTEP's a bunch of competitors and they're going to try their tail off. Their coaches are going to make adjustments. We've got to respond. We didn't.
One of the things we talked about pregame on our broadcast, Coach, was taking care of those red zone opportunities. And because of the 4th and 2 that you didn't convert, there was one that got away. You feel like you could have been leading even more at halftime. You statistically dominated the first half, right?
We did. I mean, on both sides of the ball. Probably maybe a mistake on my point, not kicking the field goal and going in 16-3. But we're going to be aggressive. I'm stubborn, and we're building something.
All right. The Lobos have the 10-point lead at halftime at UTEP, New Mexico, and the Miners' second half highlights next. The Lobo Coaches Show is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Welcome back into your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales. It's time to get to second half highlights. The Lobos and UTEP in El Paso.
You know, we had the very first play, we got a pass interference on the defense, and then the next 3 plays, we absolutely dominate them. I mean, we get a sack here on second down, put it 3rd and 21. I thought this was the deciding factor in the game. I think football games come down to 4 or 5 plays. We gave them a ton of momentum by letting them execute this 3rd and 21 right here. We don't get any pressure up front by the guys rushing the passer with the 4-man rush. That's terrible. And then we've got to be able to get that ball out in coverage. I mean, we can't miss the tackle right there and give them a 30-yard gain. Cowing's a good receiver, but 3rd and 21, come on, we got to get off the field.
Yeah, those back-to-back plays from Joey Noble, running somebody down from the backside, and then the sack. You just can't pay it all off there with 3rd and long. That's a terrific catch. And this young man had a couple of really nice catches in the game. Garrett.
He did, and those are the 50-50 balls that we're talking about. Now, there was an assignment error on that play right there. We've got a defensive lineman that lines up wrong, and they walk into the end zone. The 50-50 balls, though, here's another one. I mean, now this one wasn't a 50-50 ball. This was execution in practice. We were going to press the field number 1 receiver all week long. The corner didn't press him. We pick each other off. We actually got rubbed by the UTEP receiver, which they could have called a pick, but I'd rather him not call anything. And then they score a touchdown, and then right here, Terry tries to force one in. We give the ball back. And then 2 plays later, I mean, we just cannot give up big plays.
So they set up the screen here. How about the way this was defended?
I thought we did a nice job running the ball. It looked like they were going to have a big play to start, and then, we hold them to a field goal attempt. They miss. That's a good stop by the defense after the interception.
A couple of times they missed longer field goals in this game, and you guys are still right in it, even though the offense hasn't been able to do much here in the second half.
Frank does a great job with statistics. Up until last week, people were perfect against us in field goals, and now they're struggling to make them. So hopefully that's something that continues. That
worm has turned 19 in a row. Now we've seen 3 misses the last 2 games.
It's great. I mean, here's another 50-50 ball. Dante's got to get that ball out. I mean, that's a great catch by Garrett. And they've got good players too. But my goodness, we've got to win some of the 50-50 balls. We didn't win any of them on Saturday.
Now you bring the house on this one, and there's the other opportunity you were talking about.
13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. We're down 4. We intercept this ball. There's nobody in front of Jarek Reed. Jarek Reed's a great player. He needs to make that play, and that was a good play. We want great plays.
And here we go again with Chad Alexander doing his thing. Didn't matter. Going to his left, going to his right, making a Willie Mays catch over the shoulder, racing up to get him. He went and caught everything.
A lot better for the offense to start on the 18 than the 2. We tried to build a couple momentum. I mean, here's another opportunity, Luke. Really good job with a good, strong run. We've got to sustain drives and block them better up front. Here's another one of those dead ball penalties we talked about. We had 3 of them on the offensive line. Kyle was snapping the ball late. Shouldn't have been a noise issue because I could hear the clap from the sideline. So we've got to execute that.
Jarrett closing strong there.
Nice play on 3rd and 5. I mean, good job in man coverage. We set up Chad again. Another excellent job by Chad right here. He caught everything, and that's what we've been looking for. Now, he can make the first guy miss like you saw just a minute ago, so our production will remain the same. Now, this was a 3rd and 10. We thought we had a formation where we were going to be able to catch him to run the ball, but we missed a key block from the backside, and Terry's not able to spring loose for the first down.
Another really impressive catch by Garrett, and you're right.
50-50
Corey's
ball.
in terrific
Got
position.
to make one. You can't be any better shape than that. We just got to get the ball out. We let them complete a 3rd one down right here we stopped them short. Another field goal attempt. They finally make this one, which puts a little pressure on us with 2 minutes to go. But hey, it's all right. We got to go out there and execute. We do 2-minute all the time in practice. Thought the offense did a couple nice throws here, dumping it to Bobby. We got Kyle, we got Connor Widoff involved in the middle over here. I thought Connor played his tail off Saturday night. That's a really good catch right there. And one of these, they throw it over the middle. The referee calls targeting. I was so glad that they called that off. What's the young man supposed to do? Let him catch it? And then here's another one right there. They called that one targeting. I'm glad they called it off. That's just a football play.
Back-to-back plays there to the tight end, continuing to show that he can really throw the ball to your tight ends. Terry Wilson is great when he's thrown it that seam route. He
is. And there was a 4th and 1 we actually converted for running the football. Probably caught him off guard running it at that point in the game. There's Terry not having time to sit back there and throw the ball, especially in 2 minutes. We've got to give him more time, so we're going to do some things protection-wise to help him out. We can't afford to throw the ball away on 3rd and 9 in a 2-minute situation with 20 seconds to go, and now we're in 4th and 9. This was probably the difference in the game.
So they actually came after you on that last play, and there was a chance man-to-man coverage down the middle.
Yeah, if Terry puts the ball on the money, probably have a chance to make the play. But he had been pressured so much, and all of a sudden they show 7-man pressure. He's getting rid of it. And it was a little bit early. Luke wasn't there to get there on time, and UTEP wins the ball game.
What about Terry's health coming out of this game? Was he nicked up at all in this game?
His knee was bothering him. You could see him limping between plays. Did rehab this morning and yesterday. I think he'll be fine for Saturday.
Okay, we know the Lobos were shorthanded in this game. We've got our fingers crossed. Is there a chance that some of those boys could be back this weekend?
There is. We'll keep testing them and we'll keep going through the protocol. There's a chance that we'll have a few of them back for Saturday. Hopefully we put a stop on whatever's going on there and it won't continue.
Okay, so New Mexico Falls, 7-point loss at UTEP. UNM is 2-2. Mountain West Conference play kicks off at University Stadium against Air Force. We preview that next. The Lobo Coaches Show is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Welcome back. We close out another edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm Robert Portnoy with head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales. So Coach G, 20-13 loss to UTEP. Let's just sort of put a ribbon around that one. The primary takeaways as you head into conference play.
Primary takeaway is we were gaining some support in the community. I think it might have stalled it a little bit. Now, when I said that on Saturday after the game, I was misquoted. And you got to be careful with social media because it's powerful. I never said we lost the community. We've lost some momentum, which we have. The people started expecting us to win. They expected us to beat UTEP, and we didn't. So there's a lot of disappointment. I hope they come back on Saturday night against Air Force, and we'll fill up University Stadium and have fun. We're going to build something special. It's just, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're still in the beginning phases of learning how to do all these things, but I'm glad that it hurt some people. That means it's becoming important.
The community expected a win, and I know everybody in your locker room expected a win. How does your team bounce back?
We show up to work Monday morning like always and get ready to fight.
Get ready to fight against Air Force, a team that it's in their DNA. They're going to fight like crazy. Great way to start conference play?
Oh, it is. Our ultimate goal every year is to win the 5th conference championship. We get started against Air Force. It's going to be a physical game. They run the ball. The triple option is as aggressive as you get as an offense. They cut block, they do all those things. They line those guys up specifically inside the box so they can cut everybody. So it's going to be a battle.
The cut blocking is something that's always a theme going into Air Force Week. Can you simulate it in practice somehow? And is it about how your guys react to it when it happens to them?
You can simulate it. The speed is nowhere near the same. So we'll show them what it's going to be like on practice. It's going to take a couple series to get used to it. It took us a whole half last year. We can't do that. We can't get down 21-0. When our offense is struggling, the defense has to give them opportunities, whether it's short fields or score themselves. I challenge the offense this week. We got to be a lot better, both coaching, playing, the whole bit, to have a chance to win this game.
One of the other reasons Air Force wins a lot of football games is they're always stout on defense. How about this year's Air Force team on defense?
They've done a great job recruiting because they have guys in the secondary that can cover man-to-man. So they can be a lot more aggressive up front. They're physical. Statistically, they're in the top 30 in the country in total defense. So they're doing things right.
All right, the Lobos want to be more physical. That means run the ball better. How do you do it?
We got to block them better up front. Now, we can give them some things schematically that'll help them out. We got to probably add a couple guys to pass protection and then get guys open. Terry's got to deliver the ball. Terry has to be a little bit more aggressive running the football. Now, we don't want to get Terry hurt, so he's got to be smart. But when he's got opportunities to get positive yards with his legs, he's got to take them.
What about the decision making? Your quarterback is so experienced, graduate transfer Terry Wilson. How has that been through 4 games?
That's been fine as far as getting us in the right play and out of wrong plays and bad situations. There was a couple times he could have been a little bit more aggressive. When we went for it on 4th down, the 3rd down, he could have probably run for the 1st down, maybe even scored. Those are the things that we need to change a little bit. He's okay. He's fine with it. He understands where he's coming from and where I'm coming from. So I'm excited to watch Terry play. I mean, he's our quarterback.
It's We Are New Mexico Day for a 4:35 kickoff, University Stadium, Lobos and Air Force on Saturday. We celebrate the local culture. You excited?
Oh, I love it. I mean, we are New Mexico. I mean, it's what our program is. I'm as New Mexico as they come. So it'll be a fun day.
It'll be a really fun day, and you'd love to get back in the win column.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, our expectation is to go in there and win. It's our first conference game, so it's our first chance to start the road to the 5th conference championship for our school. So let's do this.
Coach G, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
Lobos, Air Force, 4:35, University Stadium on Saturday. So long, everybody, and go Lobos.
Go Lobos.
Stay home for your brother, man. We put in too much work. Too much work.